My manager fired me because I did my job, so I went full petty and packed up everything. I was psyched when I got a job in a photo studio. I took a lot of photos of very cute babies in particular. Well, the company had a 3-strike policy. Once there were 3 issues with you, you were gone. They made you sign off on every single one of the reports. It didn't matter how much later it was that you got your next strike. They never went away. And being fair, I did get 2 very reasonable strikes. One day I missed work because I forgot to set an alarm. It was a super irregular schedule, and it wasn't always easy to keep track of. The next strike happened because I scheduled a photo shoot for before the beginning of a shift, accidentally. The program was supposed to only show you times that an employee would be available for doing photo shoots, and they changed our hours with very little warning. So the photo shoot that I had scheduled the week before that would have been within our hours was no longer. I felt super bad for the mom and daughter who came in early for their photos and helped them sort everything out with a free photo redemption and apology. I still got my second strike for that. Now the last strike. I got 2 on the same day. Around Christmas, our store goes nuts. I was training a new employee and helping with her photo shoots and my own and running cash and taking passport photos, teaching her the rules for them, and it was a nightmare. What made it worse was that one customer submitted 2 complaints that day about me. See, this customer felt I was pushing her to buy photos. All this company cares about is pushing the photo packages, and I was instructed relentlessly to do it more and with more energy because I didn't make enough people feel they had to have them. I convinced a customer to spend money instead of just giving them free things and not getting $1 from them, like the company was always yelling at me to do, and I got a complaint for that. Great. And then the other complaint was even more ludicrous. The customer felt I was being too bossy with the other photographer, the one that I was training, the one who didn't know how to do the job yet, so I had to tell her how to do things. Apparently, I deserved to be fired for telling her how to do things. So for the last 2 weeks of my job, I stopped counting all of the money for deposits. That was the manager's job, even though she hadn't done it in half a year since making me do it. I stopped actively recruiting customers, which is what you're supposed to do in your downtime, cold call previous customers, and prowl around the attached mall for people you can convince to get photos. And then on my last day, the truest malicious compliance happened. They wanted me gone. Okay, I took my name tag and packed it away. I went into the photo studio and grabbed the kids' toys I had brought in to help get the young ones to cooperate. I cleaned up all of the things I had laid out neatly for easy preparation and put them back in storage. I cleaned up the counters to get rid of all of the notes and passport photos that weren't claimed that day, because that was what we were technically supposed to do. And then came the real part that this title refers to. Over my 9 months working there, a number of issues had come up with the things we worked with. For the passport photos, we needed a paper trimmer to slice off the edges quickly and neatly. We had one when I started, and then it broke. I brought in a replacement. It got broken too. Still, we needed one, so I brought in another replacement. We also had gotten our stapler stolen. No worries. I had one at home we could use. And the keys to the storage, the extra receipt paper, the passport paper, where we keep the deposits, where we keep our paper files. And the color of them was so bland that throughout the course of the day, they would get lost easily 30 times. I had bought a large blue fluffy keychain to attach to it with permission from the boss. Never lost the keys again, not one of us. We had also had a sign when I started there, which we could pop out, which said, "I'm in a photo shoot. Please be patient. I'll be with you in a moment." Well, my boss accidentally dumped her coffee on that sign after she tripped one day, so I went out of the way to get a new one printed, bought a plastic sleeve for it, and set it up with a cardboard backing so it wouldn't break or get ruined. It was better than the old one. So of course, when I left, I took my sign, my keychains, my paper trimmer, my stapler, my toys, and notably, my shutter button. See, the camera had a shutter button attached that would allow you to move about while snapping photos. This cord had gotten frayed and not replaced. It shocked me nasty enough to leave a burn, so I took it off the camera and brought my own in. I got a call the next day asking me how dare I steal the company's supplies. I calmly replied that I had just taken back the items that belonged to me, and that they could keep the broken paper trimmer that I had brought in. I even left them a pair of scissors I brought for a backup when the first paper cutter broke. I even brought them a box of paper clips for use since they didn't have a stapler anymore. The store closed down not 2 months later. And for reference, the employee whom the customer felt I was treating badly looked at our manager like she was insane and asked when I had done that, because she knew for a fact that the only time I raised my voice at either herself or the only other employee was because it was too loud for them to hear me otherwise.